Gold medalist for losses. 67 of those victories have come by way of knockouts, and his KO to win ratio is the greatest in heavyweight history. And tonight, he comes into this ring looking to add his name to another world champion. Brings a
take hands to luck.
Both fighters' best punch is their jab. Foreman's left jab to see who's going to control. Is Moyer's, and Moyer.
Foreman shorts before 74 in Kinshasa's eye.
The way I always have my guys fight, that's what George is doing.
Foreman, as Foreman moves and tries to stay so far, jabbing and hooking.
Moving now, he could be moving right.
And high has never through the guard. It's up there. Moorer has to reach up to stick the jab. Tough, Gil?
Well, Moorer has never done very, very well as guys out when they're real big men. White went 10 with him. Both apparently too bother, countered by George Foreman. His hand couldn't have a better cut man in there. George about that there when I interviewed him. Good in his corner. So maybe he's going to compromise that way. All the way up to try to take
bar stool for the teetotaling preacher.
I like the way Moorer is moving to his left.
Follow Atlas's instructions to move away.
And George's punches are not to fit up with the jab and the right hook. If
Foreman's able to stick the jab effectively, hasn't landed one of those right. Got one underneath in round one. Sharp right by George has harped on.
He tries to do that from here.
Foreman goes right hand to the body. Moorer concentrating on.
Good.
Good right hand by Moorer. He was able to throw the right hand lead.
Scored a lot more with his jab and left and right hook, excuse me.
Rounds in Foreman's corner.
Way.
Moving's correct. For Foreman decreases from round to round. I have a sense here, Gil.
His hands aren't as fast as they used to be, but he's on him. And as Larry mentions, Will
landed at 1-2 and then 2 consecutive jabs. Imposing jab. He's so
the one thing that George can't do, he cannot hook off his jab. This is allowing him to get off.
We've begun to think of them as being so intertwined that they're almost the same person in there. Moorer misses with the right, but lands those punches away than George.
You can see Foreman loading up with that right hand. I'm surprised at Moorer countering when George misses.
Solid left hand over the top by Moorer.
Trying to get those ponderous pitches.
They have to accumulate.
Not going to be many of George's punches that Moorer won't see.
Surprised me that the last round George was really telling us he's trying to slow the pace down. You keep a fast
hand lead.
Feet from the ropes in this fight. You know, this ring.
You think a big ring would help the way these guys fight. They both fight flat-footed. And again, trying to move. Nice combination by George.
Yeah, they're fighting at a pace and style, but Moorer continues to do pretty well. Head back now.
And again, he should start to mark up.
Right hand. They're hoping.
It's amazing, Gil. I watched George Foreman for 25 years. 10 times that he's taken steps backward. Can wear a fighter down.
That's what we had mentioned.
Had a pound away with his right hand. Foreman landed on the side of Moorer's head. Moorer comes in and lands a left of his own. For Foreman, you should say the same thing about the left-hand lead for Moorer.
Scorecard is very close to yours. 3 rounds and 1 to George. But the one round, that was the
round 4.
The fight I had even. The round I had even.
Punches in that round. That's a lot closer. Down the 45-year-old challenger.
Maybe George is moving those big ponderous.
Moorer is still standing right in front of him.
And again, you see George clubbing away. Wow.
Yeah,
Moorer now is fighting with his mouth open. Yet, but he looks like he's starting.
He says that he trained weight 222, 8, not in the same shape.
There was a case where George set him up with slowed reflexes. He did.
Succession. Left.
He's just out there.
I think he thinks he's going to knock him out in front of him and trading shots.
A big body.
Making a lot of contact, though, Gil. To the body.
If George was sitting here, he would say,
money in the bank.
Makes some pretty good punches.
things so far. Crowd seems a little uncertain as to how to try to lift Foreman.
There's a good snapping jab from George. From Moorer.
Moorer unleashed some. You can see just how quick Michael Moorer is.
Moorer is one of the.
Shoots full with his hand, is the stronger hand and the lead hand.
And George is landing some of the hitting up George for those counters.
Particularly from this range.
Snappy punches had a little snap on him. Good right hand by George Foreman. Michael Moorer should be doing up that straight left hand.
Hook, both with the right. Suspecting we're going to see more and more uppercuts as the rounds progress.
Also getting hit with some pretty solid.
Crowd is responding to is be the heavier shots now. When he opens up.
The battle of the jabs is being won by Michael.
He threw a left cross there and all numbers in round 6.
And again, Moorer winning the battle of the jabs.
Here comes the chance.
Underneath.
Against Foreman.
Trigger. Michael Moorer was wide open for a right hand, but George couldn't let.
Foreman landed underneath to the body.
George Foreman movement to set George up. Ball.
So,
So far prefers throwing the.
Now Michael is.
Consistency.
Get off first, and Michael Moorer is doing all those things. George Foreman just
Moorer had found the key. He was moving to his right, and he was really picking George apart, too.
Almost did it. Near trip by George. That's good. Covered from that right hand now, Gil.
Yes, he has.
the question is whether George is recovered, because he's now trying to take a break, it looks like.
Left and a right.
When Michael Moorer moves to his right, he has it. One thing you have to give George credit for, though, is credit and will.
The early to serve eventually.
Well, George hit with some hard punches, solid shots.
30 knockout.
Should.
I think he's terrific.
Over his head, you tell your fighter, especially with George's.
Inside and going to the body himself. Foreman throwing fewer and fewer punches now, it seems, as rounds 8 and 9 have progressed. Right? Foreman delivered a right hand lancing blow there. Moorer still jab. For Foreman. As round 9 comes to a close. It's
To use Teddy Atlas's medal.
Still that left jab. That's the
casually past Foreman and said, George, don't do that. Right hand landed there. And another. And a right and a left, and suddenly Moorer stopped punching.
And there's that competitive spirit of George is coming out again with punch, and he's a good finisher. He knows how to do it.
Or George is going to try again. And takes jabs for his trouble. Foreman wading in to set up a left hook, and another left hook. And another left hook shot that missed.
So tired, though, Jim. If he misses a punch, well, but again, he's a 45-year-old man, and the young man's now.
Straight right hand landing for Foreman. He's had a pretty good round here in number 10.
Again, Atlas didn't counter. Atlas, here we go again with